Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another eyeshadow look, and this one I feel I like it because it's a very easy. You don't need that many shades and it's very quick. I mean, it only took me time because I'm explaining as I go and telling you what I'm using, and but I feel this look you could do it in less than 20 minutes. And I feel like it's pretty glam and really playful, which I really love. But again, if you're interested in seeing how I created this look and the things that I use, just keep on watching. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get to it. How do you lose a phone when you haven't even moved from this place? Like, I was sitting on it. Okay. Ooh, look at my hair. All right, let's do these. Okay, so we're starting with the base, the CoverGirl Lid Lock Up, and as always, I'm gonna apply that all over my eyelid. Spread it around with my ring finger, most gentle finger that we have on our hand. Well, more gentle as I like pull my lid. Like we said, the most gentle, because I'm really rough on my face. Okay, and so the palette that I will be using for this makeup look is practically just this one. And the most fun part about it is that I'm just using 2 shades, actually 3. So the palette is the Forever Flawless Birds of Paradise. This is one of my favorite palettes for color looks, especially for the pastel shades. So the shades that I'm going to be using is this purple and this lavender over here, and a little bit of this shade over here. So starting with the darkest purple, the name is Adventure, the lavender is Island, and the really shimmery wet shadow, it's Hot Tropic. Yeah, Hot Tropic. So this is practically the only palette that I will be using. I will be also trying to do the same thing that I did on the previous video, which is just have the shades over here and point out which shade I'm using. I feel like that's more informative as I'm actually showing you guys what I'm doing as well. If you like it, again, just let me know in the comments if you like it that way, instead of me like just telling you and reminding you the name and not showing you an actual image. But yes, let's continue with this. And first of all, before we actually start with the eyeshadow, don't forget, let's add a little bit of translucent setting powder on the areas that you don't want the eyeshadow to get attached to. So like always, I do apply it right here on the inner corner for me. I have like 3 mirrors. I don't know where to look. I'm really excited today. I have 2 videos, counting today, to edit. One is almost done, and that excites me because I feel like I'm starting to be more active here. Anyways, let's move on. I'm going to start with Adventure, and I'm gonna apply that just on the outer and inner corner. I try to stay within the area, and specifically on the inner corner, I also try not to blend it too much, because it has happened to me where I do blend it a little bit too much just because it's a darker shade. It's a lot easier for me to mess up in the inner corner, and I like that area to be a little bit more cleaner. The look does look good, but I would like it to look more perfect if I just keep the shade where it just needs to stay and not pull it upwards too much. And as you can see, I just pack it in the area that I wanted. I do not blend it too much, and that is the reason why I'm using a little bit of a blending brush to add it, because that automatically, as I am just packing the color, it will also make the edges a little bit more smooth than harsh. Okay, next I am going with a bigger blending brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to Island. And now I'm actually gonna try to pack it and at the same time blend out the edges. Now I'm going with a bullet brush, and I'm going to go back with that purple, which is Adventure. And now I'm going to apply it and pack it on even more in a specific area. That way there's more of a gradient between like darker and spreading out to smoother and lighter purple. Now I'm going with this brush again and the shade Island, and blend it even more towards the center of the eyelid. But I do make sure I keep the center of the eyelid clean, because that's where I'm going to add the glitter and the shimmers. Okay, now moving on towards the center of the eyelid, I'm going to go ahead and apply this eye topper by Milan. This is in the shade Pinkaroo. So I just apply it directly in the center of the eyelid, and then I use my ring finger to blend it all out. And I try to stay in the center of the eyelid and pull it up almost to my eyebrow. Add a little bit more. And as you can see, I almost spread it out a little bit towards the purple, but not all the way. I try to keep it in the center, but also spread it out slightly so the shimmers are not so harsh or compact and all over the eyelid. I do make sure that it's packed just in the center of the eyelid, and I just kind of blend them out towards the purple. So now I'm using a glitter glue. This is the old NYX glitter primer. This is the only one I got. I haven't used it in, I don't know, a long time. So I just grab a really tiny amount, just like this one over here. I do spread it on my ring finger, and now I do tap it right on the center. Now I try to not touch my eyelid that well because this will take off whatever product you did add to the eyelid. So now the glitter that I will be using is going to be this one by J Cat Beauty, this purple over here, and I just apply it to my finger again, the finger that I used to apply the glitter glue, which is what helped me grab onto the glitter. And now I'll just tap it on the area where I did add the glitter, and again try to blend it outwards as well, tiny bit, but mainly focus on the center of the eyelid. Woohoo. Now, final touch up to the eyeshadow. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of island and lightly blend it with that glitter just on the outer parts, this area and this area over here. I do not touch the center of the eyelid. And as you can see, they're just tapping motions. I don't blend it really, I just tap on the color. Okay, so it looks like we're pretty much done with the eyeshadow part. Let me just apply some ingot gel liner with my Essence Precise eyeliner brush, and I'm just gonna apply this to the upper waterline and just on top of the lashes as well. Okay, so I just applied the gel liner. Now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and add some mascara. For the mascara that I'm going to be using, it's going to be the Essence Lash Princess and waterproof. Okay, so I'm ready for my complexion. Now I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Okay, so for foundation, we'll be using the Multi Sculpting Concealer by Too Faced. And I'm just going to apply that all over my face. Wait, no, I forgot to color correct, and I still can, so I'm gonna color correct first. I will be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Peach. I'm gonna apply that on underneath my eyes, close to the corners, around my mouth, right here, and around my nose. I'm gonna use a small blending brush. This one's the E27. Okay, so now we're done, and now I'm going to continue adding the Multi Sculpting Concealer. You know what I like about this one, that it's really creamy, so the fact that I took a little bit of extra time to blend it does not really affect the blendability or the consistency of it. It's not going to dry because it's really creamy. And this really is a multi-use because I do use this as concealer, and as you can see, I also use it as foundation. And it matches me both ways. It's light enough for it to be my concealer when I use it with other foundations, but it's also dark enough for me to be able to use it as foundation. Don't know how that works, I just know it works. And I love how creamy and full coverage it is as well. So whenever like I am using this for on the daily basis that I just want to make it look like I'm not wearing makeup, but I am well put together, like this is perfect for that. I just apply that on, you know what, I should make a video with that. I just apply that in the inner corners on my dark spots and blend it out, and it matches really well with the rest of my skin, that it actually hides my imperfections, and at the same time it lets my skin show through without making it look like two different shades. I like it. Well, anyways, moving on to concealer. For concealer, I will be using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh in the shade Medium Warm. I'm gonna try Medium Warm, but I feel like it's a little bit too dark, but I do have a lighter one, so I can probably add a little bit of this one in case this one doesn't really do the job as lightening or correcting my under eyes. So let's try this first. Okay, so it did cover my under eye, but for this look, I would really like it if it was a little bit more lighter. So I'm going to go ahead and use the lighter shade, which is Light 50 Warm. I'm going to use the same sponge. So I apply it to the rest of my face in the areas where I need it, and I find that this is also very creamy, so I do feel comfortable adding it to all the areas where I am going to blend it, but at the same time take my time blending it. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Setting Powder. Oh wait, no. Before I actually set the concealer, let me go ahead and add a little bit on the inner corners of my eyes, because this area tends to look dark, and if we can fix it, why not? Okay, I'm using a small, kind of like a small, it's a, whatever, let's see what it is. It's an e.l.f. contour brush. There you go. Okay, now let me go ahead and just make sure there's no creases, and then I'll go ahead and set the rest of my face. Okay, so for contour, I will be using this one from Essence. It's the Contouring Duo palette. And we're just using a Morphe M530. I'm just grabbing the lightest shade. And I don't focus on marking it too much this time, just because I feel like the eyeshadow is already really soft, and I want to keep the rest of the look just like that, soft. Well, I do kind of go a little bit more intense on the jawline, because I like to make myself look like I actually have a good jawline when I don't. Look at all those baby hairs. Okay, so as you can see, it's not as intense, and I wanted to keep it like that because I will add bronzer, so that's just going to intensify the contour. But usually I do make both of these steps very prominent or very noticeable, so this time I'm trying to make it light and form like a kind of like a softer blend of both of them, but at the same time make them not be too noticeable. You guys have no idea how many times I've repeated that. And for the contour, I will be using the City Bronzer by Maybelline. My favorite brush for bronzer and contour at the same time. It's the Morphe E3, this one right here. Okay, now to contour the nose, I will go back to the Contouring Duo. I'm going to apply a little bit of the lightest shade over here, just like I did with the face. And this time, I'm going to make sure that I add a tiny bit of an amount, because the last time I do feel like it was very noticeable. There it goes. I like this one. Okay, and now I'm just gonna put a little bit of that bronzer left on the brush, and I'm just gonna lightly add it on my nose. There you go. Okay, so now moving on to blush. Like I said, I want to keep it soft and not too harsh, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this one by Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Pink Rose. And again, I try not to add too much. I don't want to emphasize it too much, just a very small amount. There it goes. Hopefully it's not showing too much on the camera, but right here it's very subtle. You can tell there's a little bit of blush, but it's not like boom, there's blush, or like, oh yeah, that person has blush. Like, it looks very subtle and natural. I really like this. Okay, and since we're trying to keep it subtle, I'm gonna be using this highlighter by Essence again. I feel like I'm using a lot of Essence products, which I really like. This one's the Be My Highlight, and I really like this for the daily basis as well. Like when I want to do again that look of like no makeup kind of look, I really like this because it looks very natural. It almost looks like it's your own skin glow, so I really love that. Now to apply it, I'm just going to be using the e.l.f. blush brush, and just watch. Okay, it's very subtle, but it does show some glow to it. like it's your skin, and I really like that. Okay, and that's gonna be it for highlight and complexion. So now I'm gonna move on to the eye. Let me do one real quick and I'll be right back. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? ¿Qué vamos a hacer? ¿Qué vamos a hacer? And for that, I use the same colors I did use on the eyelid. I started with the darker purple on the outer corner of the eye. And now for closer to the inner corner, I am using the shade Island. Let me remark a little bit more with the shade Adventure on the outer corner. Now I'm grabbing a bigger blending brush and I am gonna add the shade Island and blend the edges a little bit more. Okay, the next thing that I did is I applied this eyeliner by Jordana, and actually I applied two shades, two eyeliners. I applied this one by Jordana first, and that's the only reason why I added this one. I didn't remember that I had this one, and this is the shade that I actually wanted. But if I only add this one now by itself, it will totally be a different shade because I did apply this one first, and I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of a combination of both. So I feel like I should just do the same thing. So I'm just gonna add this one first. This one's the easier liner for eyes in the shade Tantalizing Teal. So I literally just apply it to the waterline. Now that I applied that one, now I'm going to move on with this one. This one is the Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Fresh. This one's by NYX, by the way. And I just apply it to the waterline as well. Okay, so now to finalize the lower lash line, I'm going to apply mascara. And it's the same that I used for the top lashes. So Essence, here we go. Ooh, a little clumpy. Okay, so I feel like we're done with the eyes. Let me go ahead and apply some lashes and I'll be right back. Okay, so lashes are on. The only thing that is left to do is the lips. And for the lips, I'm going to be using this Essence lip liner in the shade Satin Mauve. And on top of that, I'm going to apply the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Lip Shine in the shade Almond. This is my favorite, by the way. So first we start lining the lips. Okay, so now I'm applying the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Lip Shine. Okay, and that is it to finalize this whole look. Just a little bit of setting spray, which the one that I'm using is the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a really quick eyeshadow makeup look. I feel like everything was pretty quick and I really enjoyed that about this. It has color and softness. Again, another look that I feel that I would wear if I went out on the weekend, or even if I don't, I should. I know, I promise. But maybe I even wear it tomorrow. I am gonna go out tomorrow, probably to the grocery store, but who cares? I'm going out anyways. And also very important, it is very easy to create and pretty much you're just using one shade. You could easily just use the one purple, like the darker purple, and just blend it very lightly into lighter shades. I just use the lighter shade of purple or lavender, however you want to call it, to blend it out because I already had it there. But if you only have one shade of purple that is like dark enough for you to be able to blend it outwards, then that should work just fine. And practically it's just one eyeshadow and glitter, or shimmer in this case. I really like that about this, which again, it makes it easy and quick to create. But anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also find me on Instagram as Adedi Savala, and hopefully I will see you on my next video. Bye!